Namaste students, welcome to RSU Group of Schools YouTube channel. I am Umesh Bharadwaj, your science teacher, and today in this video we will talk about the second part of our chapter 3rd, synthetic fibers and plastics from class 8 science, and the second part is based on plastics. Here we will talk about definition, types, examples, uses and harmful effects of plastics. You know, plastic is a very common material that we use in our day-to-day life. You must have seen plastic items at your home like furniture, chairs, tables, buckets, mugs, covering on the wires, various types of toys, switches, switchboards, the handles, they are all made up of plastics. Now what is plastic in fact? What is the definition of a plastic? So plastic is a polymer like synthetic fibers. We have already studied synthetic fibers in the previous video. So like synthetic fibers, they are also polymer. And I talked with you that polymer is a bigger molecule that is formed by a combination of many smaller units called monomers. Mono means one and poly means many. So plastic is also a polymer like synthetic fiber in which the monomer units are arranged in a linear or cross-linked pattern. This is the linear pattern. These boxes are representing monomers. So these monomer units are connected linear, means end to end, back to back. Here, this is cross-linked polymer. Complex plastics are also made up of cross-linked polymers. In cross-linked polymer, you can see that there is one row and there is another row, and these monomer units are connected to each other to form a cross-linked pattern. So it is called cross-linked polymer. So once again, what is a plastic? Plastic is a polymer like synthetic fiber in which the monomer units are arranged in a linear or cross-linked pattern. This is the definition of a plastic. Now, what are the characteristics of plastic? Let's see. Plastics are easily moldable. You can mold the plastic into any desired shape. This is the fantastic property of plastic, due to which they have wide variety of uses. Plastics can easily be recycled and converted into other plastic items. Plastics can be reused. So many plastic containers at our home, we reuse it for storing other substances in the kitchen. Plastics are colored. They can be colored, brilliantly colored, brightly colored. Plastic can easily be melted. Plastics can be rolled into thin sheets. Plastics can also be made into wires. But like metal wires, these wires do not conduct electricity, because plastic is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. Plastic is non-reactive. When you store edible items in plastic, they do not react. You cannot store edible items, especially those which contains acids like lemon juice, tamarind, curd, in metal containers, because metal react with acids and form poisonous salts. But there is no issue in case of plastics. You can store different types of items in plastic containers because they are non-reactive. So they do not react with the storage containers. Plastics are lightweight as compared to metallic utensils. Plastics are lightweight. They are strong and durable. They last longer. Plastics are cheaper than metals. That's why people can easily afford plastic items as compared to stainless steel. Here are the examples of plastics that are used for the making of many substances of our day-to-day life. This is polythene, a very common plastic that we all use, polythene bags. The polythene bags are made up of polyethylene. Polyethylene word is made of two words, poly plus ethylene. So polyethylene means the monomer unit is ethylene, and many monomer ethylene units are connected together to form a polymer which is called polythene. And you know, polythene is used for making carry bags, but use of polythene should be discarded because it clogs the drains. When animals eat them, they block their respiratory tract, leading to their death. So we should avoid the use of polythene and make use of jute bags for buying the things from the market. PVC is the another plastic which stands for polyvinyl chloride. PVC stands for polyvinyl chloride. This type of plastic is used for the covering of electrical wires. As you know that plastic is a poor conductor of electricity. So the covering of wire is made up of plastic so that the user does not get electric shock. So this type of plastic PVC is used for covering on electrical wires. Bakelite. Another plastic is bakelite. Bakelite is used for the making of switches, handles of equipments. Melamine. Melamine is plastic material that is used for the making of kitchenwares. Kitchen items, bowls, dinner sets are made up of melamine. Teflon is another important plastic, Teflon, which is used for non-stick coating on the pans. The non-stick coating on the pans is done by using this plastic material, Teflon. So this is actually the discussion of different types of plastics, their characteristics and definition. Now we will talk about types of plastics. Plastics are of two types. One is thermoplastics and other is thermosetting plastics. Therma means heat. So what are thermoplastics? Plastics which get deformed easily on heating and can be bent easily are called thermoplastics. Means when you heat them, they will get easily be molded into desired shape, they can be bent and their deformity can be there. This type of plastic is called thermoplastics. Examples are polythene and PVC. Polythene, you know, is used for making polythene bags, and PVC is used for the covering of wires as well as for making PVC pipes, which are used for water fittings, for supplying water. These PVC pipes can be bent by providing them heat. Thus, they are the examples of thermoplastics. Other type of plastics are thermosetting plastics. Thermosetting plastics are those plastics which once molded cannot be softened by heating. Means once you have molded them and they have acquired a permanent shape, then it is not possible to soften them by heating and to mold them again. They can only be molded once and they can be molded again and again. But these type of plastic can be molded once. Examples include bakelite, which is used for making switches and handles of the electrical equipments, and melamine, which is used for making kitchenwares, are thermosetting types of plastics. Now we will talk about the plastics and the environment. So what are the effects of plastic on the environment? But before that, we have to take the classification of materials around us into two categories. The materials that we use can be classified into two main categories: biodegradable and non-biodegradable. These are not the types of plastics, these are the types of different types of materials that we use in our day-to-day life. They can be classified as biodegradable and non-biodegradable. This is opposite to biodegradable. Bio means living, degradable means decomposable, that can be broken down by biological organisms. You must have learnt in the previous class that bacteria and fungi, which are present in soil, water, they break down complex organic substances present in the dead remains of plants and animals and convert them into simpler inorganic substances, which also increase the fertility of soil and help in reducing the quantity of biodegradable material. So all those substances which are of biological origin, means they belong to plants, animals or their waste products, are all biodegradable. They can easily be broken down in due course of time and increase the fertility of soil in return. So these type of substances, which we call biodegradable, are safe for environment. They do not harm the environment. Examples of these substances are peels of vegetables and fruits. Peels of vegetables and fruits can be decomposed in 1 or 2 weeks. Leftover foodstuffs is a biodegradable substance which can be decomposed in 2 weeks. Paper get decomposed in 10 to 30 days because paper is also of biological origin. You know, paper is made from wood pulp. So wood pulp comes from wood, but wood takes 10 to 15 years to decompose. Cotton cloths that we use get decomposed in 2 to 5 months. Woolen cloths gets decomposed in 1 year. But all these substances get decomposed, so we are calling them biodegradable. On the other hand, other substances like tin, aluminium and cans of other metals, glass bottles, they take very long time to decompose. Near about 500 to 1000 of years. This time is too long. So we call them non-biodegradable. Plastic bags. Our topic is plastic. So plastic or plastic bags are also non-biodegradable. They take several years to decompose. Thus, we can say that the use of plastic is not safe from environment point of view. In other words, we can say that plastics are non-biodegradable, so they are not environmental friendly. That's why we should avoid the use of plastics bags. Instead, we should make use of jute bags or paper bags to carry the items. Not only this, disposal of plastic is also a big problem. Burning of plastic produces poisonous fumes. And if you recycle the plastic items, then those recycled plastic items are also not safe to store the things. They are even cancer causing. So from this topic it is clear that plastics are not eco-friendly, they are not safe from environmental point of view. We should try some alternatives, or we should design those plastics which do not harm the nature. Now we will talk that how can we use the plastic by taking environmental friendly decisions. As we have just now discussed that plastics are non-biodegradable and their disposal is a big problem. If disposal of plastic is not done in a proper way and if it is burned, then it would lead to the production of harmful, toxic fumes that causes health hazards. If we throw the plastic just anywhere, you know they are non-biodegradable. So they will keep accumulating in the land or in the ocean and disturb the aquatic life or the other organisms. So we should adopt some strategy for the safe disposal of plastic waste. And we have 5R strategy to save our environment from the harmful effects of plastics. What are these 5R? Let's discuss. These 5R include reduce, reuse, recycle, refuse and repurpose. Now let's study them one by one. First, reduce. Reduce means to use less. The harmful, wasteful and non-recyclable material should be lessened. We should use them in less quantity. Same is the case with single-use plastics. They are also harmful for the environment. We should use single-use plastics less. Single use means those plastic that cannot be recycled and can be used only once. So if people start using single use plastic, then obviously the quantity of non-biodegradable waste would increase and it would be difficult to decompose them. That's why we should reduce the use of such plastic items. Next, we have reuse strategy, which is much better. Because if we use the same plastic container, plastic jar at our home for restoring the things in kitchen, then definitely we can not buy new plastic items. Recycle is the another strategy in which scrap or waste plastic items can be used to produce useful products. But as compared to recycle, reuse strategy is much better because in recycle again energy is required. Energy is required to recycle scrap plastics to produce new plastic items. But in reuse strategy, the same items is reused again and again as long as possible. So we don't need to buy new plastic items, and definitely the quantity of plastic containers would not increase. Another strategy is refuse. Refuse means do not accept, not to accept the polythene bags from the shopkeeper. Even if it is offering you, then also you refuse and take your jute or cloth bag, paper bags from the home and bring the items from shopkeeper into those bags. If you refuse and if everyone start refusing the polythene bags, then obviously the shopkeeper would not start giving products in polythenes. And do not buy extra packaging products. Extra packaging companies generally wrap the items in plastic bags, plastic containers. So such items, purchasing of such items which involve extra plastic packaging should be avoided, should be refused. If every customer will start doing this, then the companies will go for some other measures for packing of materials. And next and the last strategy is repurpose. Repurpose means you can use the old and discarded plastic containers from your home to make some other purposes, for the fulfillment of some other purposes. For example, we have so many plastic bottles at our home, we can cut half part of that plastic bottle, the bottom half, and can be used for plantation. Beautiful plantation can be done using plastic containers, plastic bottles. Similarly, we can also make a pen, toothbrush, mobile holder by cutting those plastic containers, shampoo containers, etc. So in this way, by using the strategy of reduce, recycle, reuse, refuse and repurpose that we call 5R, we can use the plastic and save the environment together. So this was all about the chapter synthetic fibers and plastics. Thank you.